Hello and welcome to another episode of docrafts TV. Today we're joined by Lou Collins, who's going to show us some techniques using the bare basics wooden shapes. Hi Lou, welcome along.
Hi Katie.
What are we going to do today?
We're going to make a nice card for a new home. I mean, you can make this for anything, but the idea is that the charm detaches and then you can use it hang in the home. So
hang it off a door or something.
Yeah, so it could be made for a new baby or anything. We're using bare basic shapes, wooden shapes, so you can use whichever one suits your card.
Now these are great, aren't they, these wooden shapes? I mean, you've used an owl here on the one you've made, but there's also some other designs. I think you're going to do a heart for us, aren't
exactly
you?
the same design for the home, but with the heart.
There is also a bird available, and we've also got this butterfly, which is pretty lovely. So yeah, do check out the collection. There's all sorts you can have a go at. So what's first?
First I'm going to whitewash it just a little bit.
Okay.
Now, all it is I don't want this looking quite so lovely and new as it does.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the Artiste acrylic paint.
Lovely.
And it looks like I'm making a mess here, because I am. I'm going to use my finger.
It's the best way.
With my finger, I've actually got more control. And I'm doing this on one of these mats. It's a non-stick mat.
Ah, the little Venice ones. They're great, aren't they?
So
you can really see the change in colour there. So this is the unaltered colour here.
Yeah,
and then after that's the colour you've got now. So you can really see the difference. Wow.
So as you can see, I've actually created a little hook or a little hanger for the string to hook through. So it easily detaches. It's not a permanent thing. So the idea of this is it's part die cutting. You're not die cutting the whole die, just half of it.
I see.
So what I'm going to do first is I've cut a bit of craft base. This is from the 8x8 craft panels.
Okay.
I've chosen my die. This is actually quite an ornate frame from some of the So Lovely dies.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one with all the little buttons and so on. This one's called, it's called Buttons, that's right. So there's all sorts, it's a good name, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, there's all sorts in there. So you've got that little ornate one there. So
what I'm doing, I'm going to position that roughly where I want it.
Okay.
And use craft tape, pattern craft. This doesn't matter which pattern craft tape because this is on the reverse anyway.
Just whichever one you've got some spare.
There, and just a little trick. We're going to die cut the top half.
Okay.
So I'm going to just pop my craft knife through halfway along on each side.
Okay.
And then when I turn this over, I've got a little marker as to how far down I want to die cut.
Okay.
So you can see I've got my 2 dots there. There we go. And just hold that secure while we go through. Peel this craft tape off again. It does come off really easily.
Doesn't it?
So you can pop this out now.
Oh, that's really clever.
I'm going to use my knife just to pop these squiggles out. I don't know what else to call them.
Yeah, I think
little squiggles.
Squiggles does it, I think.
So we can now just decorate this very slightly. I'm just going to keep it quite basic with a little bit of lace.
Good, good.
That's all. Add my lace, as I say, overlapping the edges. Right, so that's that bit. So we're just going to stick this card base down. There we go.
Very nice.
So now to decorate this a little more, I've got some twine here. This is how I'm going to hang it. This is actually the Paper Mania brown string.
Right.
And what I've done is I've ruffled it up a bit to fray it, so it gives it a slightly frayed,
nice vintage feel.
Yeah, rustic texture. Now for the front bit, the word, you could use any word on here. You could use any stamps or letter stickers. I've chosen to stamp and heat emboss the word home. So I've just got the clear pigment ink.
Wonderful. And the pigment ink's important to have, isn't it? Because it stays wet long enough to hold the powder.
It doesn't dry as quickly, yes. I'm just going to carefully stamp that. These Paper Mania acrylic blocks are great because they have guidelines on them.
Yeah, that's really handy.
Fabulous for keeping your stamping straight. So you won't be able to see that at the moment, but I'll quickly, because it's clear ink, I'll quickly brush over it with the embossing powder.
And at home you'll get it, you get it quite a few seconds to do that. You haven't got to rush too much. But we're in such hot lights here, aren't we? We need to really rush.
It would dry ever so quickly in here. A slight tap. You don't want to tap it too hard.
That's really effective on the vellum there, isn't it? That's going to look lovely.
Just see through the vellum.
Lovely.
There we go. You need to make sure that is thoroughly melted because the next stage you don't want any granules coming off. So I'm going to add a little bit of colour.
Oh, good.
I've got a fine paintbrush. I'm going to actually use this as a watercolour.
Oh, that's clever.
But the ink sits really lovely in the embossed image, so that raised bit will help keep the ink in place.
Yeah. Okay. Very nice. That looks wonderful, and like you say, you can really see the
colour coming through. Yeah. But it's subtle as well. Yeah. It's not too bright. So another trick, I'm going to use this to create the points on the banner.
Oh, so that's a little square punch?
Yeah, it's a little square punch. We're going to use it upside down. So what I'm going to do is, on my mat, I'm going to use, sorry, you can't see that yet. Use that to just guide where half the width is. So, because you've got so many lines on here. There we go.
Okay.
We're going to use that half width, and we're going to poke the end of this through to where the half width is.
Oh, I see, just to the little mark there.
Yeah. Just line it up. Bing.
Ah,
then what
very
we'll do
nice.
is we'll just neaten them bits up afterwards.
Wonderful.
There we go.
Very nice.
Right, I'm going to use a little of this dark orange ink just around the edges. Just makes it look a little worn.
Yeah, it does.
Like an aged book page.
Yeah, like a little sort of, almost like a tea stain almost look about it.
There we go. I'm going to use my lace again.
Lovely.
Because although there's some lace on the actual card, once this is taken off the card, of course you haven't got any.
No, it's nice to tie it all together.
I'm going to put that just slightly to the left there because I want to add an embellishment. I'm only going to use the hot glue on the lace because the hot glue would show through fairly on the vellum. There we go. And lastly, what I've done here is with my express machine, I've die cut a small heart from some of the 8x8 inch Hessian panels.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
So this is just going to go on the end there.
Really shows what the express can cut through as well, doesn't it?
Oh, it can cut through, yeah, fabric and obviously lots of thicknesses of
that looks beautiful. So there's our finished plaque there, that looks amazing.
So we'll just tie it onto the card and that'll be done.
Beautiful.
So what I'm going to do, put it up through there to about the height you want it.
Okay.
Then back through the middle. And that will secure it.
That's fantastic. So that's beautiful. So those are your two options using the same colourway.
Of course, there's lots of others with other colours and butterflies.
Definitely. Thank you so much for that. It's
you're
really
welcome.
great to see a card and gift in one. If you've enjoyed watching Lou's projects, you can find more details, all the lists of everything she's used for her project online at docrafts.com. So pop along and take a look and you can create your own gift and card. We'd also love to see what you've been making. Why not pop your projects online in your gallery at docrafts.com and we can pop along and have a look. We might even leave you a comment. Until next time, happy crafting.